Okay.
It's 11:11 and we are back again. Today's special presentation will be Anna Rokhlina doing the longevity tour, aka Eternal Youth.
Or regenerative medicine, any way you want to speak about it. But we're going to start with the presentation. Again, it's on the regenerative medicine, and we're going to have some slides that I prepared and researched.
So it's more professional than mine.
And we're just going to have fun. We're going to learn today about ways and modalities that we can utilize in today, and that will help us to reverse our age, and that will help us to stay younger.
And healthier for a longer time, yes.
Shall we begin?
And after her presentation, of course, there'll be Q&A, so we won't be looking at the comments until we get through the end of it. So let me switch this over.
All right.
So we are down in the corner, and here you go. You just got to roll the middle mouse button down as you go.
So Longevity Grand Tour, that's the full spectrum of age reversal. So technically, regenerative medicine, as I said, regenerating your body and keeping your body healthy and young. Again, disclaimer, I have to present this. So this information is for, this material is for informational purposes only. It does not replace any medical advice, any counsel advice, or healthcare professional. And I made every effort to provide correct and accurate information based on my research, but I make no guarantee in this regard. So also you should consult with your health professional and rely on their advice. All right.
Now that she's done with the legal disclaimers that are no point in a free country, but such is life. Now ignore the disclaimer and learn how to regenerate.
Exactly. Let's just jump in and learn, because we can learn as human beings, and our bodies are just full of healing potential once we know how to tap into this. Okay. So a little bit about me, honey. You go ahead. Speak. Just a few words briefly.
Well, no, this is yours.
Okay.
Go ahead. She is a wonderful linguistics expert. Lots of self-healing and a love of regenerative medicine.
Yes. I actually, when I immigrated to this country, I wanted to be in the medical field, but for some reason I decided to stick with my linguistics and continue learning languages. So I have bachelor's in linguistics and criminology, and also master's in public administration, because I chose a public route to work for the government, despite having my passion for healing and medicine and all those things. So actually, I went back. So I did work in the judicial system for about 8 years, and then I was also working for Cleveland Clinic for a short time. And again, you see the medical, love for healing. This is just inside me, and I went back to the medical field, and now I'm just doing it on the side because I just have passion for that, and I have Reiki certifications.
Master certification
Reiki, and we talk about Reiki later on. And at this point, we invest in real estate, and we're also working on Jedi's business and invention to bring it to market.
And she's a best-selling author.
Just like Jedi.
Here is her book.
This is one of the books, and the best-selling book, we don't have a copy for that. So, but just to let you know.
That was Collective Genius.
Yes, the Collective Genius that we were a part of, yes. And again, at this point, we're traveling. We've been traveling from Green Bay, Wisconsin, and now we're in Key West, Florida, hosting this festival, and with hope to unite like-minded people who believe in freedom and all of that. But just a few words about who we are and why we're here. Jedi also has medical background. He's his associates in...
I have an associates in mesotherapy, which is medical massage. I've studied with osteopaths, chiropractors, acupuncturists, studied the native wisdom and healing as
Yes,
well.
yes.
Worked on well over 20,000 bodies with body work before, I went away from that to focus more on the real estate career.
Absolutely. And so based on this, we're going to jump into the presentation on the fun topic of regenerative medicine. Let's dive in.
Let me check one thing, just out of curiosity. Okay. Just looking at our camera position. Okay.
Okay. So longevity grand tour. We've had so many breakthroughs in technology, and there's also some research on holistic modalities. And at this point, we know how to reverse our age of our biological age of our human bodies. So knowledge is here. We only need to tap in and be disciplined to utilize this knowledge. And some of it is not as expensive and others expensive. We also talk about price and what you can do in terms of healing your body and reversing your age at this moment. All right. All right. So the new map of aging. We have 5 pillars of age reversals. And I know the picture says 4, but I decided to add one more because this is a very important aspect, which is 5. Let's start from the beginning. So we have software reset. It's technically fixing your DNA, fixing the code, and working with your DNA and epigenetics. And also the second pillar is the hardware. Here we are removing any kind of with the help of the we'll talk about it later, but we are removing any damaged cells. Okay.
And fun trivia bonus points if you know who the father of epigenetics is. We'll mention that one later.
Yes, we will. So the third important pillar that will help you with reversing aging is fuel and flow. So we need to give the proper fuel, which can be diet, NADs, hormones, plasma, and we'll dive in more deep into that.
And the best kept secret in medicine is if you give the body what it needs under the right conditions, it will fix itself.
Absolutely. And I will be talking about a few drugs or what people and physicians, doctors are doing at the clinics right now worldwide. But we support the holistic way of healing and giving the right environment for the body to heal. Just a full disclosure.
Cell intelligence over cell dominance.
Exactly. All right. And then the fourth pillar, we have ancestral stack. So which using controlled biological stress to activate deep repair naturally. Natural repairs, so which gets fasting, hyperbaric oxygen tanks, your strength training. We'll also talk about this pillar as well more in detail. And the fifth one is my favorite one, is the spiritual core. In order for the human body to be totally healthy, the body needs to have coherence. So which is the mind, heart, and the body, soul, everything must be in the coherence, in the flow, and in the light and of light. And we'll talk about it more. And those modalities are meditation, gratitude, intentions, and other things you can do as well. All right. Okay, so let's dive in software reset, which is pillar number 1. So here we're dealing with DNA. Topic. So our human body has DNA, and there's lots of different modalities, and there's names of people who are doing currently research, where they are at, and we're going to start with gene therapy. So they're technically putting in the instructions for your DNA to improve your age, so which is telomeres they're working with. Then we have telomere extensions, and telomeres are the caps on your DNA, and the length of that telomere, if it's shorter, that means you're aging, you're old. If you extend it, your age actually extends as well. You're becoming younger. And we have people, there's a name there, they're working on extension, rebuilding them specifically.
Yes. Wonderful. Keep going.
Okay. All right. So, and then this one, epigenetic reprogramming. There were some people that are doing it in terms of in a hospital, but there's also, we have Bruce Lipton. Do you want to touch on that?
Bruce Lipton is your founder of epigenetics. He was a biologist showing you could change the gene expression of the cells by changing the external environment.
Mm-hmm.
So this has, the environment of your cells, whether you have a better saline solution, this would come into your food and drink and air quality.
Yes.
And everything and everyone in your environment that affects your stress and different hormone levels that change how the body acts and processes.
Yes. And Bruce Lipton, he said, the moment you change your perception is the moment you rewrite the chemistry of your body. Mm-hmm. So your mind is very powerful. The next modality that scientists and doctors are working with is cellular reprogramming. This one is fun. So it's technically, they have this, they discovered some cells, the stem cells, that can reprogram your old cells back into the embryonic cells. And embryonic cells, they're very potent. And that will help you to, again, the reverse aging. And they call them Yamanaka factors or specific transcription factors. And all of them are written down. So this is pillar number one, after what he said. So again, we're working here with DNA. Next one is hardware upgrade. So it's removing in maintenance. So cellular clearance, clearing anything that is not serving our body well and maintaining it so the cells stay healthy and become younger. The first modality is senescent cell clearance. So here we're working with senolytics, and there's senolytics. They can be found in nature, and also they're found by pharmaceutical companies. Again, full disclosure, I'm not supporting any pharmaceutical companies because pharmaceutical drugs, they have side effects, and they can be dangerous side effects. So again, the dasatinib is a pharmaceutical drug, synthetic drug, and if you combine this dasatinib with quercetin or fisetin, it will kill off those senescent cells. And I'm going to decipher this, what it means. Okay. So dasatinib is a pharmaceutical drug. You combine it with quercetin. Quercetin can be found in your plants, your specifically, fruits, plants, vegetables such as capers, radishes, cilantro, and cranberries. And I'm sure there's other things you can eat at this moment. Also, fisetin is found in fruits and vegetables like apples, onions, cucumbers, and strawberries. So you can also eat that as well. But the key with food nowadays is to make sure that it's organic, because if you buy it from the shelf and it was, sprayed with chemicals, again, it's going to have reverse effect, and it's not going to help you with aging.
Or not as good effect.
Or not as good effect. So it's either you grow your own or buy organic, and I know it can be expensive. Our way is to grow your own if you can. Also, there is natural senolytics that help with removing those inflammation out of your body. Green tea. I drink personally a lot of green tea. Milk thistle as well. It's an milk thistle. It's actually grown in Northeast Ohio. It's everywhere. It's a purple prickly flower, and if you open it up, you can chew on the stems. And we used to do that every day, like a lot in the summer, chewing on the milk thistle. Because, as I said, if you pull up the prickly stuff, there is a softer, chewable.
That's good for the liver and fun things like that too.
Yeah. All right. So the next modality is stem cell therapy. It's injecting advanced stem cells, embryonic fluid cell, and they also started doing the 3D bioprinting to grow organs in the lab so far. All right. But there might be research done more, and they can regrow organs. And they can regrow organs and put them into the body.
And then you have zero
adverse reaction
because you're using your own cells that have been differentiated to grow real organs. So as we advance in time and this technology becomes more commonplace, you're not going to have to wait on donors lists for organs. You're going to be able to regrow new heart, new lungs, new liver, new whatever you need.
Yes, and also you don't have, with that modality, you don't have to be on medications, because when you're putting somebody's liver, for instance, you have to be taking medications so your body can, I think it's reject
the foreign stuff.
Exactly. So you have to be on medications for a long time, or maybe even for the rest of your life. Don't quote me on that. I'm just remembering my medical background. All right, so that's that. That's stem cell therapy and 3D bioprinting.
And other fun things they do, I've seen ones where they do stem cells for burn patients. So like the first degree burn, or third degree, third degree. I always switch those ones up. But where you completely chart off the skin, you can actually peel it off. They have a vitamin mineral solution with your stem cells you can spray back over it, and you'll regrow the skin within days.
Yeah, it's fascinating what we can do nowadays with all the inventions. Next modality, we have tissue engineering and 3D bioprinting, which is similar, but this specific doctor, she actually developed this bio inks. She designs inks from stem cells, extracellular matrices, which is your collagen, gelatin, and other materials to create complex tissues with working blood vessels. So yes, you can regrow an organ, but what about like the other, that gives that organ cohesiveness in your body, like the collagen, the blood vessels. Yes.
Yeah, we can do it faster.
Yeah, so we can do it faster. So it's fascinating. The next one is exosome therapy. And this individual, the doctor, he is using tiny messages from stem cells to deliver strong repair instructions, like microRNA, throughout the body. So again, it's cleaning, rebuilding, maintenance, and getting rid of anything that is aging the human body. All right. Okay, so that was pillar number 2, the hardware upgrade, clean up and rebuild. We're moving on to pillar number 3, fuel flow and fine tuning. So here it's fun. I've heard of NAD for a long time, and I know there's a lot of clinics, they do NAD boosting everywhere in the country. But what NAD boosts do is actually they repair your DNA.
And first up with the extending the telomeres, yes.
And extending telomeres. And also sirtuin levels. Sirtuin levels, the level of the fuel, sirtuin, longevity protein. So sirtuins are the proteins that we have in our bodies. And I believe that's what they're increasing. The sirtuin level will help with the, removing anything that's not serving well in our body. All right, so plasma refresh, therapeutic plasma exchange, the Bach Institute studies. Oh yes, apologize. NAD boosting. So yes, again, this is what they do in the lab at the hospitals, but you can do it naturally. Again, resveratrol, which we can find in grapes and dark berries, blueberries, and
your purple stuff.
Purple stuff. Yes. Right. Thank you, Jedi. All right. So plasma refresh. So total plasma refresh. It removes old inflammatory factors from the blood. So technically, look at it as oil change for your body. All right. Next one is mitochondrial therapy. This doctor, so mitochondria, if you look at the structure of the cell, there's a mitochondria. This is like a powerhouse for your body. And this is very important to have that powerhouse healthy. And so what he fixes that mitochondria to make sure that you have more energy and you don't feel the fatigue in your body. All right, so that's mitochondrial therapy.
Yeah, hard to work out without any energy, huh?
Right. All right. So next one is hormone optimization. So this doctor, he works with hormones. So bringing hormonal signals back to youthful levels and to keep your body healthy. All right. So this is where we at right now, and we also have nanotechnology. I personally would not like to have anything in my body nano related, but that's what's happening nowadays, and this is the tech that they have. And what it is it creates smart, tiny particles to deliver drugs and gene editing tools exactly where they need to go. So they go in and do the repair. All right, so this used to be in sci-fi's, and it's real. And again, for the fuel, Jenna, do you want to touch base on the diet and anything?
There's so much individual there for diet, and you really have to learn your own body. This is where she mentions Eat Right for Your Type by Peter Day and Genemo. I'm O positive myself, and it's fairly accurate. I'm avoiding most breads and grains and things like that is best. And I'm personally run best on a near carnivore diet with just, the occasional fruits and berries.
Or seafood.
That's still part of carnivore.
Yes. Still protein. Okay.
Still meat-based protein. Yes.
So very important. The diet is very important. And if you grow your own produce and, you have your own chickens and cows, that's even better. All right, let's move to pillar number 4, ancestral stack, which is stress to success. Here we're going to talk about various modalities, and we're going to see how the body can actually regenerate itself. There's natural ways and, of course, other ways. So let's go with CR Mimetrics. It's technically calorie restriction. That's what we're doing here, which can be, just being on a juice fast, or eating soups, broths, restricting your calories. So what it does, the body can actually thinks that it's starving, or drinking teas. What I did when I did the fast, I was drinking tea with a little bit of honey. It triggers that in, and the sirtuins kick in, and they repair the damage in your body, in your cells. All right, that's the CR Mimetrics. Next one is fasting. So we recommend, again, we're not doctors, 72 to 168 hours water fast. And do you want to talk about it, my love? I know there's some other people in California, doctors, that are working on this, but I want Jetta to speak about fasting a little bit.
Okay, this one's coming from native perspective, holy, as well as saying the stuff. So, fasting is not just a physical thing. It is very much a spiritual thing, especially once you get beyond the initial 72 hours. Mm-hmm. So when you start getting into the 36 to 48 hours, your body starts the autophagy, where it starts cleaning up the peak cells.
Yes.
And it's starting to reach that. But the peak of that between 48 to 72 hours, and around the 60 to 72 hour mark, which is why we say 72 at a minimum, your body starts producing new stem cells. So you actually start to rebuild your body. And since most of you may or may not know, your intestinal system accounts for about 80% of your immune system.
Yes.
So after 7 days on water, you have grown a new intestinal lining without any damage to it from food. So you basically have a complete immune system reset, which is why, like when I did the Vision Quest, before going to the dry fast and the deeper rituals, you had the 7-day water fast plus the sweat lodges to cleanse out the body to be in a clean enough state that you can handle a 4-day dry fast. Where if you try to just go straight from eating junk to
or drinking coffee as well, remember?
Yeah. Well, going from food and junk to a dry fast, your body would have such a healing crisis, most people would die from it right away.
Well,
dry fast, no food, no water for days. It's just too much of a shock to the system.
Yeah,
you have to prepare and cleanse.
Prepare, cleanse, and if you've never done it, I would advise it to do it with some, under the guidance of medical supervision, definitely, if you want to go that long. All right, thank you, sweetie. All right, so next modality we have Israeli oxygen chamber. And again, this is Tel Aviv. They developed that chamber. We, United States, also have hyperbaric oxygen tanks. They're all over the country. And what it happens is you go into the chamber, so it looks like a capsule. Similar to this, but the whole body. It looks like her in the image. She's not the whole body. And then the oxygen, your body is bombarded with clean, pure oxygen.
At higher pressure.
At higher pressure. And then that helps with, inflammation and kills this senescent cells. Remember we talked about it? And it also, lengthens your DNA. The caps on your telomeres, they get lengthened as well. We'll talk about it more as well.
And that the hyperbaric is fascinating.
Yeah.
Because Otto Warburg back in 1933, or was it 34? One of the two, won a Nobel Prize for finding the cause and thus cure for cancer was the cause of cancer was a low oxygen environment in the body. So a high oxygen environment in the body will get rid of cancer naturally. Places like Aspen, Colorado have been using these hyperbaric oxygen chambers to help cure cancer since the 1970s.
Or living in the water, you have so much oxygen coming from the water
compared to what you do
on land. Yes, it's very healing environment living on the water. All right, so we're going to talk about microbiome modulation. This doctor, he is doing it, I believe he's doing it chemically, because we know we like to do it naturally, which is, again, you can take care of your microbiome, which is in your digestive system. You can heal it with, again, fasting.
And probiotics.
And probiotics as well, yes. And what scientists say and healers say is that you have two brains, well, this brain, and then you have in your digestive system is the brain. And there's the third one is the heart, yes, and the heart is the third brain. But this is what's the current research. They do microbiome modulation, and we support the healing modality such as fasting and probiotics. We drink kombucha, sometimes take digestive enzymes. Also sauerkraut. Sauerkraut is good for you for probiotics.
Yogurt, fermented foods, kimchi, and all those.
Yes, all those fun things. Yes. All right, so then we go to microelectric growth signals. This doctor at Tufts University, he is giving cells electrical commands to regrow complex structures and overcoming scarring that happen in your body. All right, and stress to success modality is, of course, exercising. Exercising is very important. We talk about weight training and stretching. We did not talk about the running here. Personally, I used to run all the time. I ran several half marathons and one full marathon when I worked for the court back in the day, because I had so much stress. I had to run it off. I am, but with age, once you get older, your joints can suffer. So I'm still running a little bit, and I do recommend running. But when you run, it must be on a bridle trail or, on the beach where it's soft and there's no concrete. Because if you run on the concrete, that's going to affect your joints and wear and tear, and you don't want to deal with knee replacement once you get older. A lot of people do actually have knee replacements, knee surgeries. All right, so weight training and stretching. Pillar number 5, which is again is my favorite one, the spiritual core, which is healing and coherence. All right, so we talk about coherence and stress. And constant stress, like me, I'm a little bit going too fast because I know I need to slow down.
You're doing just fine.
But the stress is, we know that it causes aging. It causes the wrinkles to go deeper. It causes all kinds of things in your body. So the the deal with the stress, we have natural modalities, and again, it's coherence of the heart, mind, and action working together. And that this way we lower the inflammatory signals that fuel senescence, which is again, that's inflammation. The fun fact, placebo effect as an intentional healing. There's a lot of research when doctors do research, the clinical studies. They have several groups, right? One of them, they give a placebo medication, and the other one, they give the real medication. A lot of times, there's actually studies done. A lot of times that placebo medication affects the patient, and they're healed from whatever.
Does better than the regular medication.
And it does better because that patient believed 100%, totally believed that this can heal him, and this is very powerful. What our mind can do. All right, so and then next one is neurogenesis through practice. Again, meditation, gratitude journal, qigong, Reiki, breath work. So what happens is, let's talk about qigong. What is qigong? This is a practice of slow movements, and when you move your body slow, you take a deep breath, and you move slow. That actually relaxes your nervous system in your body. And I do Qigong on a daily basis, and it's very healing and very soothing for your nervous system. Reiki, and again, I have certification, master certification in Reiki. Reiki is a Japanese modality, is where you, a practitioner lays hands on your chakras. It's we go with the lower chakras first, which is red one is the root chakra. Then we move to the sacral, which is orange. Then we move to the yellow chakra, which is your when you overthink, solar plexus, and then the heart, of course, heart coherence, and then the throat. And then you have your third eye chakra, and of course the chakra that connects you to God and the Creator and your divine higher self. So the practitioner lays hands, and that practitioner, he or she, is attuned to this healing modality through symbols that are ancient symbols that came from us long time ago. And once the practitioner is attuned, and the healing powers, each individual has the healing powers in hands, is activated. You can lay hands on an individual, and this is kind of like almost like you're on a massage table. Practitioner lays hands, and what happens is that the core of your body, and also the meridian chakras. So the chakras, they get realigned, and meridian chakras, which is in your arms and legs, they get realigned, and the flow of chi, the energy, is starting to flow properly. All right, so there's no impediments. A lot of times people have a lot of blockages, so you have to have several sessions. Your heart can be blocked because there's some emotional trauma that you've not released, or it could be solar plexus. And with the Reiki, you cleanse and the blockages go away. With that, of course, you as a patient not required, but we talk about it more. It's the belief. If you don't believe it's gonna help you, it's not gonna. If you believe it's going to help you, and it will help you. That's how I look at it. All right. So an ancient wisdom and modern scientists. Again, is a little bit more in detail, like silence. I read a lot of books because I've been healing myself and healing, realigning to make sure that I am not just wasting my life in this body, but performing a high purpose in life, God's divine purpose. So like silence, this is a very great way of, quieting your monkey brain and really connecting with nature, with God, and you will hear God's whispers. And you can hear God's whispers or devil's whispers. It happens. The devil whispers is restricting. It's restricting. It's negative. It's constrictive. It's heavy. But when you feel, I don't know if you've ever been able to feel unconditional divine love to a human being or any anything that exists on this planet, but that's how God feels. God feels abundant, expansive, light, love, gratitude, wisdom, understanding, compassion, mercy. That is God. So when you maintain the silence, this is when you have that ability and moment to connect with God in your higher self. And that requires a lot of patience. So what I used to do back in the day, when we went out on the boat, I used to go into the woods and I would spend the whole day, no phone, no nothing, just the woods, to be closer to Creator. And that's why I just maintain my silence. Fasting again, focus intention. We need to send good, proper intentions that are helping individuals and making something better in this world. All right. And
with this one, the breath work is such a big part of spiritual practices. I've always told people to make their exhalation longer than their inhalation. Most people, for like anxiety, panic attacks, you breathe in for a count of 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then out for a count of 8. And you do this over and over, and it's shown that making that longer exhalation stimulates the vagus nerve to get you from fight and flight back to rest and digest, changing your parasympathetic to sympathetic and back and forth.
Thank you, honey, for reminding me. I was like, okay, I am breathing too fast. So this is just, we always need to remind ourselves to slow down and breathe deeper, have longer exhalations when you want to calm your nervous system down. All right. So, and true longevity is not just fixing the body, but optimizing the relationships between your mind, body, and the spirit, turning stress into strength. All right. So that was the spiritual core, pillar number 5. We have a couple of other things I want to discuss. And when I was doing the research, I thought to myself, I felt like there needs to be something more. And I am going to talk about Fool Scroll, who is a wholly Native American person. I don't remember what year he died, but
1989.
1989, he passed away. And the gentleman by Thomas Males, he was with Fool Scroll for quite some time, and he was observing him and having conversations with him because he wanted that knowledge, the sacred healing knowledge, to be preserved by the humanities and not die away. So Fool Scroll, he was a holy man from Lakota tribe, Native American tribe. He was, I remember still reading those books, he was so committed to do the God's work that he was doing healing for one individual. And I'm taking this from the book because and he would do it for days, or was it a day, without even using the bathroom. That's how much he was into the healing work and the healing powers of divine's healing. So when I refer to Fool Scroll, I think about Jesus. Jesus did the healing work, and how he's doing healing work is again dealing with stresses. If you look at it from scientific perspective, what he was doing. Okay, so healing. He relied on the stresses, which is again using the body-mind connection through stresses such as sweat lodge.
Mhm.
And you've experienced that. You've been to Native American sweat lodge. Again, say it, what is what it is like to be in a sweat lodge.
Well, if you've ever been in a steam room in a hotel or anything like that, those will usually let it get to 120, 130 degrees, where a sweat lodge, it'll usually get 140 to 160.
Oh.
So it's extreme intense getting your body. This is your, hydrotherapy along with the thermal therapy to get the body to sweat out toxins and things like that.
And purify your mind.
In Colorado, they had what was known as the vapor caves, which was kind of like a natural sweat lodge that stayed around the 130. We would go there every week, and for a time I was, when I first moved there, because it was really expensive there and it took me a few months to get established, I was staying in my truck, but it had a Holy gas tank. So for the first couple of months of me going to the vapor caves after I, got into an apartment and stuff after the move, you would smell the gasoline coming off of me.
Yes.
In the caves, yeah, that would be coming out of the pores.
Gasoline.
Yeah, you could smell it. That would have had permeated the cells in the body, kicking it out.
Oh, is it from the exhaust fumes? Or
well, no, it literally had a Holy gas tank where you could stick your hand in the top of the gas. So you had the gas fumes were all around for a while.
Oh.
Yeah. So the body's ability to cleanse with the sweat is just utterly amazing.
Yes, sweat. So is the cold.
Yeah, we actually did with the vapor caves. There were special protocols I learned from Dr. Rose, using the cold water over specific meridians and that to flush the blood to bone to accelerate the healing and make it even more profound when you're doing the sweats.
Yes. All right. Well, thank you, honey, for your contribution. Then there's a sun dance. So this is a Native American gathering, which is you use extreme physical and mental endurance combined with deep spiritual focus and prolonged fasting. And the sun dance, again, explain, because you've attended several sun dances.
I've only attended one sun dance. It was Pro Dogs back in 2005 on Pine Ridge in South Dakota. And I got to help. You had the cottonwood tree that was cut down, and we actually had to catch it as it's falling to keep it from touching the ground ever. And then while we have groups of us holding it up, they would not chopped off all the branches while we're holding it, and then we had to walk it back the couple miles to where it was going to be put in the ground. They tied a bunch of ropes to the top, and people would have ritualistic piercings through the chest or the back and would lean against the rope until either the flesh would tear out or the wood posts that were pushed through the skin would break.
And what does it do to human spirit or the body? What does it teach you? What does it teach you?
Well, you're learning endurance, being able to hold, and the determination, the grit, and the follow through.
How about the pain threshold?
Well, you're going to learn to be able to move through the pain and not let the pain hold you back, which is something very few ever learn.
Yeah, that's fascinating. So that's sun dance. Fool's Crow and other Native American healers, they also used herbal remedies and laying on of hands. And I read the books about Fool's Crow and how he actually did that. There's much more than what it's on paper. It's the dancing. It's a ceremony. It's using different symbols and tools to have that the session of where they lay hands on you, the healers.
The proper environment. Yeah.
The proper environment must be present. And also, not only the patient is required to have a complete faith and belief in the healer, also the family of the patient must have belief. So the healer talks to the family, because it's also important to have the environment, healthy and healing environment when you come back from this healing experience.
Right. So your family
when you come back to the house, and so the family don't sabotage your healing process. Everybody have to be on the same same level. Everybody must be engaged in the healing. All right, that's fascinating. And there is actually science behind this, and the scientific link. The same profound physical and psychological stress initiates deep positive neurochemical changes, BDNF, and potential DMT release that results in both cellular and spiritual rejuvenation. So I put down potential DMT release because when you do a Native American vision quest with a fasting, being thrown in the water, no food, no water, sitting in the circle, praying for God's vision, this is when the DMT releases in the brain. And I'm not sure if there's research done on that exactly to measure the DMT release. I think Bruce Lipton or somebody. Bruce Lipton. Bruce Lipton is a scientist up on the American science, and he's like, okay, let's go into spirituality and combine spirituality with science together.
His one big book was The Biology of Belief.
Yeah.
And then another one that we like using is his one on the honeymoon effect, where you're making sure you always talk everything out during the day so you don't go to bed angry, and you reset each day like it's your very first day in the relationship.
Exactly, because each day is a brand new day and you can start fresh.
Yep, you're born again with new thought.
Exactly, born again. Thank you, sweetie. Okay, so that was the some information on the Native American healers and holy healers. All right, let's go on. Our breakthrough. Okay, so full disclosure, again, we're going to talk about pharmaceutical drugs. I am not in support of pharmaceutical drugs. I am not working with them. I'm actually don't take pharmaceutical drugs, and I believe in natural ways of providing the natural environment for the body, such as being on the water, good air, good food, good water, and all of those things. Okay, so let's talk about this. So the problem, we have senescent, they call them zombie cells. So these are cells that is just sitting in your body and they're not doing anything. Actually, they're doing the opposite. They're causing inflammation. They're sending this inflammatory signals we call CESP, and that ages your tissues. So the physicians in clinical studies, they come up with a solution. They combine this senolytics dasatinib, which is a drug, with natural quercetin or fisetin, and that actually helps to destroy zombie cells. So they are saying they can reverse aging on quite drastically
for the arteries. Yeah.
Yes, for the arteries. Yes. All right. Let's move on. That's that. Then we have hyperbaric oxygen tanks. So what happens here? So this is the one that I pulled out from Oxycell. I think it's local here somewhere. I don't know, in the United States. Israeli oxygen chamber tanks, they look a little bit different. But they recommend longer sessions to have a full effect. So 60 sessions on this. So magic again, we talked about it. Your telomeres get extended, which means your body's regenerating. And the senescent cell count goes down, they say, by 37%. That's for the Israeli oxygen chamber. I mean, this is great. But we'll talk about the prices. The prices can be very expensive, but it's still doable. Mm-hmm. All right. So again, we have reversal of age in your blood vessels and immune cells. This is something that I would like to have one day at home. All right. So we're going to go into Bimini. Bimini is an American product. I've heard about this product from
the owners.
The owners, exactly. And I'm going to read it from their website, what they're saying. It's a nanojet technology that provides an all-natural, non-invasive treatment in which a patient simply soaks in a bathtub of water infused with ultra-fine oxygen nano bubbles, and that increases oxygen and concentration in your body, and then gives you a potential to lead extraordinary health benefits. I've heard people speak about this product, and they do have effect. So that product is Again, I'm not selling that product. I'm just speaking from what I know and what I came across. All right. And we're talking about the prices later on. All right. So we have another breakthrough, growth and repair. We are transitioning from repair to actual regeneration. And we talked about the bioelectrical signals. So bioelectrical signal field that prompts the body to regrow complex structures, moving us towards, limb and tissue regeneration. So Tufts Institute in Pittsburgh, they work on that. Then we have synergy. When you combine plasma refresh, remember we talked about the plasma, so clearing inflammatory factors, with the stem cell shots. When you do that, you're supplying new building blocks for the cells. So the repair rate just goes up. So it's very important. We have here the full 2025 5-pillar stack. So this is a small, smartest protocol, and we're going to talk about it. Okay, so we're combining all 5 pillars to get the max result of age reversal. So the first pillar and second and fourth, which is core reset. You have fasting, and then you have the epigenetic reset, working with your genes. So that could be age reversal 9 to 15 years. And again, it's some information that I came across. Don't quote me on that. Then power boost, pillars 3 and 4. We have hyperbaric exertion protocol. They usually, as I said, they recommend about 60 sessions. Then we have NAD boosters. So we extend in telomeres and age reversal 5 to 8 years. Next one is system clean, pillar 3. So we have plasma refresh and microbiome, 2 to 5 years, and plus we can do organ repairs. Oh, give me a second. Then the target fix, stem cell shots. We can do again age reversal 2 to 6 years and tissue regrowth. And the next one is spiritual integration. Without it, it's
what's the point?
What's the point exactly? So we have coherence practices, focus and tension. So we have stress reduction and synergistic boost. All right. So that was the full 2025 5-pillar stack. We're also going to talk about something shorter, what you can do now, during 30 days. Okay. So you can get a test. If you don't want a test, that's fine, but you can get it. It's everywhere. I looked up some Grimage, PhenoAge. I don't work with them again. Just looked it up, and it's ranging prices from $225 to $500 per test. All right. So next one, what you can do for free now, which is autophagy. Again, autophagy is big cells that eat out those inflammatory or cancer cells. Then you can do this via fasting. Again, do it with them under medical supervision to make sure that you will have some kind of a support in case something happens. I did it 3 days, but again, it was tea and honey. Herbal tea and honey. That's how I was able to do 3 days, or 1 to 2 days. Jedi is
does a 3-day, couple times a year, and a week-long yearly. That's brought me back with ulcerative colitis and other things from near death, more than I'd like to admit.
Yeah. So that's that's that. Next one is fuel and flow, NAD boosters and hormonal signaling, and improve your diet. 4 is harness stress, cold showers and strength training, specifically HIIT, HIIT, or stretching, Reiki, and Qigong. And the 5th one is cultivate heart coherence, which is in the morning, meditate, write in your gratitude journal for what you're thankful for, and just focus on the positives in your life versus the negatives. And that's that. So the result, you're using the same basic biology that makes clinical treatments work, leading to immediate health improvements. Okay. Price menu. Water fasting. It's free. 4 to 9 years, and plus spiritual clarity of age reversal. Then, of course, we need to have clean diet, clean air, clean water, And natural senolytics. Again, it's found in fruits and vegetables. You can look at which ones up above. We also have hyperbaric oxygen tank. I looked up the prices locally. So one session ranges from 180 to 600. And the machine itself, it can be from 4,000, which is, I think it's like a soft something.
A balloon.
Yeah, balloon, all the way to up to 400,000 and plus.
40,000.
40,000 and plus. Yes. And again, you have telomere growth, 5 to 8 year age reversal. Plasma refresh, 6 sessions. I looked it up, 850, 1.2, or it was supposed to be a dot in here, period. 1.2K per session. All right. And then stem cell shots. Stem cell shots, we have them in the United States and we have them abroad. Abroad, they are more, I believe, they're more effective.
They're more advanced because you can actually use your cells instead of generic cells.
Yes. So there's too many restrictions in the United States. And if I would get stem cells, I would probably do it abroad.
Singapore. Yeah.
But you can, new cartilage, muscle, and, telomeres extension. And of course, it helps with aging. All right, Bimini products, the cost. So we have Bimini NanoJet Eco. It's a mobile system, as you can see here over here. This is equipment. You can bring it in and put it in a tub. And it creates this nano bubbles that go in the water. Then you have Bimini NanoJet. And again, this is from their website I pulled off.
So it's a cheaper version than going for the hyperbaric oxygen chamber at the 40,000 for a good one.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Or if you want the whole set, which is the bathtub, built-in nano jets, that's 34,500. All right, they call it full-featured luxury unit. Okay. All right, so closing. Age reversal is the new normal. So we have all those pillars. When we start implementing all of those pillars and all those different modalities that we just talked about, that can lead to huge age reversal. So for instance, if you're 60, you can reverse your age to all the way to 45-year-old. All right. And the question is, when do you start? It's a rhetorical question. But I wanted to also talk about this because when I was doing research and I thought, okay, so reversing age, we're working with the biological body. What about the soul? Because each biological body, each human body has a soul. And Plato, Plato's path to immortality. So I'm going to talk about him a little bit. And what he's a long ago thinkers like Plato believe that the part of your lives, part of you lives forever. So which is the soul, not your body. Your soul is an invisible, lasting part of you. Each human being has a soul. Every living creature has a soul. And we talk about the circle of life. Everything comes from the opposite. Life comes from death. This means that your soul must live in your body so it can be born again. We call it reincarnation, or they call it in reincarnation in Hindu, in other religions. And then the second one is the unbreakable soul, unchanging ideas. So your body, it's a vessel. Technically, it's a shell. It's a vessel. So it breaks due to the environment, and again, environment could be air, food, water, and all of the other things, the stress, but the soul is something. It's perfect. It's unchanging and like pure kindness, right? And it doesn't die. It's one human being, I believe, and according to the books that I've read and studied, that the soul, it never dies. It goes back into this, into where God is, and this I don't know. I think it's a field of energy, and all when the person dies, it goes back and connects with that pure energy. And if the human being has not learned his karmic lessons, if, for instance, a human being is violent or did something that is not following the golden rule, that the karma will come back, and the soul needs to come back and redo it again, make it better in this lifetime. All right. But so the main lessons: to live forever, you must make your soul pure. You should care about finding eternal truth instead of just caring for your body.
Here, here.
All right. Also, since we talked about the soul and then the infiniteness of a soul, I also wanted to put this in, the cryonics and mind uploading. And we're going to talk about it a little bit, because I'm just curious about it and I want other people to know what it is. So cryonics, which is extreme cooling, they call it vitrification. It's where your brain is frozen, or your whole body is frozen. And they're replacing water with cryoprotectants to prevent ice damage. So why do people want to do this? Because they're waiting technically for cures. They're waiting for cures and for breakthroughs to heal their bodies, or maybe, I don't know why people
give them more time
to
be brought back and healed with things they think can't be healed now.
Yes, so that's that. The current status. So what is happening right now in this field? And this, again, is highly speculative. Current methods inflict damage that is irreversible with today's technology. So physical structures encoding memory might be preserved. Well, and at this point, I've never seen any individual that was frozen.
Well, we've had individuals frozen. They just haven't been able to freeze and bring anybody back yet.
Okay, so that's the thing. Yes, frozen and brought back to life. Yes, we see a lot of sci-fi movies. That happens in the movies. You unplug them or thaw them, and then they come back to life. However, there's a problem with damaged tissues. That's what you said. They were never able to come back to life because tissues get damaged. So
the water expands. You have cells blow up. All kinds of different things. They're getting better at it, and they'll be able. They're probably another 5 to 10 years away from being able to thaw people out and bring them back.
That's pretty cool. Yeah. But that's that. That's cryonics. Then we have also the mind uploading. Whole brain emulation. So it's scanning and mapping all 86 billion neurons and 100 trillion connections into a digital computer. So the goal is to make sure that your soul, consciousness, exists forever on the software, and be able to function and continue living when your body dies and you're a computer. So we have current status, theoretical and decades. So they're saying it's decades away, but
they're getting closer with Neuralink and things like that. Yes.
So they're still struggling to map the full brain of a mouse.
Well, it's basically the computers do not have the memory and the hardware processing capability to keep up with an entire brain yet. Like, everything we've got isn't enough for one human brain yet.
Yeah. So that's
even though we're in AI time, that's not really general AI yet. It's still just basic computer programs, but it's getting better by the day.
Cool. So the core challenge with this, the mind uploading, is, well, we don't know. Are you going to be you once your brain is uploaded into the computer, or is it going to be something changed and modified and not your true soul? So we don't know that yet.
Yeah, and even with the androids and things, you're in danger of losing your humanity.
Exactly, and the big one is losing your humanity. What if you lose the human side, which is, again, compassion, love, wisdom, love, and empathy? What if you lose that? Unless you want that. I don't want humans like that. Anyway, so let's continue. So now we go into the conclusion. 2 paths to the eternal self. We have the philosophical path, the Plato, and biological path. The stack, that's the pillars that I talked about. So the eternal part, the immaterial soul, it lives forever. The physical body, it breaks, but we can repair it and we can measure our age reversal as well nowadays. The main problem with the philosophical path is the soul is corrupted by the body's desires and senses, such as the weaknesses that human being has, and greed, lust, overeating, all those sins that they call in Christian religion. So that's the problem with that. For the biological path, the problem is the DNA and cells accumulate irreversible damage. So our body ages and breaks down. And they call it the hallmarks of aging in the scientific world. All right, then that mechanism of success for the philosophical path, we have spiritual purification and deep thinking. I put down the anamnesis of forms, which is in the medical field, it's when you're about to be going to the surgery, not about, but before doing the surgery, they study you. They get all this data and study you to make sure they're ready to do the surgery, to make sure it's successful surgery, right? In the spiritual world, you observe your thoughts, you observe your behaviors, and you observe yourself. You're self-aware. Okay, and it's very important for spiritual evolution to be aware of where you need to work on and what strengths you already have or what weaknesses you need to work on. Okay, that's that. Then we have for the biological path, mechanisms of success. We talked about it. It's repairing the hallmarks. It's 1, 2, 3, the code fix, the damage clearing, and system refueling. And it's up above. We talked about how to do that on biological level. The ultimate goal if you're on spiritual path, freedom from the cycle of rebirth and achieving eternal truth. All right, so I'm going to learn on that because I want to expand it on the next slide. For the ultimate goal for the biological path is indefinite extension of your functional health span and continuous and conscious existence. So if you continue using all those modalities and science progresses and you're using all those holistic modalities, technically you can reverse your age indefinitely.
Yeah, you might live 200 years, 500 years, 1,000 or more
in this vessel. But I've never met a person who is 200 years. I don't know. They might be out there.
Many over 100 though.
Many over 100. Okay. So there are individuals out there who's been living on this planet for over 100 years, and yeah. So it's just practice discipline and using the right modalities and having the right environment. All right, let's move on. Conclusion: 2 paths to the eternal self-continuation. So we have 2 paths. So we have the eternal soul, and we have the biological body, divine body. The search for immortality, whether you define it as the soul living forever or the body living forever, is the single greatest goal of human history. Humans desire to stay young. We have so many surgeries that people do, especially women.
The cosmetics
and beauty, and it's insane what people go for to stay young. But both the old thinkers and the modern scientists have the same goal: to get rid of the things that limit us, such as getting sick and dying. Some people believe that the very special people like Jesus, and I know some people say he's not a person, he's a divine entity, or I don't know, there's so many conversations about Jesus and who he is, but I'm gonna just put that aside and talk about the spirituality and the eternal soul itself. So which is Jesus, Buddha, Lao Tzu, right? Who else?
There's supposedly all kinds
Supposedly,
of Tibetan monks that have
Tibetan
lived for
monks.
hundreds of years, and
Yes, they figured out how to make their bodies perfect and full of light. They believe your body already knows how to fix it. So all we need to do is to find that secret code so we can live forever in this vessel eternally.
or more accurately,
To remember the secret code of eternal youth. All right, so which path will you bet on? And that was the end of my presentation. And if you want to contact me, you can go on my website, rokhlina.com, contact us, and ask any questions, unless we have anyone here on the call.
Let's see, yeah. And if you have any questions, put them in the comments. We'll give it a minute before we close up.
If you have any questions, let us know.
And very good job on the presentation, Dave.
Thank you for helping me, sweetie.
I'm just here to be the tech person.
Nah, you know a lot.
So, doesn't look like we have any questions, or it's not letting us see them at the moment. So we'll check in the comments later, and we'll come back for any questions anyone has. This is Jedi.
And Anna signing off. Peace and love, and stay young.
Yep. Happy winter solstice, everybody.
Happy winter solstice.
And Merry Christmas.
Keep those candles lit up tonight. It's the longest, darkest night of the year.
Yeah.